Okay, so we're dealing with basically just a continuation of what we dealt with on Friday, guys, and that's polynomials part two. We're more or less just getting into some things that are slightly more difficult than we dealt with. But again, like terms are the big thing that we're dealing with here again. So that's terms that have the same variable and they're raised to the same exponent, which we should know what that means by now, right? Variable being that letter or that literal coefficient, and then the exponents being that little number that just sits on top of that variable, okay? So we know, again, some examples of some like terms would be 3x, 10x, negative 10x. And then some things that are unlike would be things like 8y squared, 3y, 5p, 20xy. So they're all different, right? We can kind of see how that goes. So they don't have the same variable and they don't have the same exponent. So really what we're working at here is this, and that's collecting like terms, all right? So when we collect like terms, we look at the whole equation and we do our best to put those terms together that have the exact same variable and the exact same sign and exponent. And then when we have that, we can use the signs to kind of figure out what we're doing, all right? So it says rearrange the terms so the like terms are beside each other. And it says move the sign directly in front of it. So that's an important thing, okay? Because if we don't move that positive sign that's in front of something or that negative sign that's in front of something, we tend to typically mess up the signs and then it won't work out the way we want. And I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. Then we just collect the like terms and we deal with that this way. So if we have this right here, we've got 5n plus 3n. Remember, we have the same variable, but we have the different coefficients. So we just add those numbers. So it ends up being 8n. Okay. Our next one here, we have 10p minus 15p. So we've got like terms again. We've got p and p. But we've got 10 minus 15. So we go into the negative and it becomes negative 5p. Okay. Does anyone want to take a shot at the next one? Yeah, go for it, Tegan. So we have negative 6 plus 2. No, so we're in the negative and we're going to go closer to the positive. So negative 6 and then we go closer to the positive. So we add 2 becomes negative 4. You got it, exactly. So that's a little bit of a tricky one to get going with. Okay, so again, next one we have x squared and x squared. We've got negative 11 x squared minus 3x squared. Anyone want to take a shot at that? Go for it, Ashley. Yeah, you got it. Bingo. How about that next one there? That is here. Go for it. So, yeah, we got WW and we have a negative W. So we've got 6 plus 2 is 8 and then minus 1. So 7W, right? Because we got to 8, we subtracted 1, and we moved on with that. Okay? So the next one here is a little bit different, but this is where we kind of got to group them. So if you want to circle them or underline them, it usually makes it the easiest. But with this case, we've got 2y squared minus 5y minus 6y squared minus 3y. So we want to collect the y squares and we want to collect the y's, okay? So we would take the 2y squared and we'd also take the 6y squared, but what did it also tell us we needed to take? With the number. Not the exponent. The exponent does come with it. You are correct. But what else? Yeah, so we got to take that subtraction sign. So we need to take that negative 6y squared with us. So if we do that, it would end up being 2y squared minus 6y squared. And then we have these ones that are like terms as well, where we have to take the terms and the sign with it. So it'd be negative 5y minus 3y. So if we go to arrange this, we'd have 2y squared minus 6y squared. So all we do is deal with those numbers. So it's negative 4y squared. Okay. And then we've got negative 5y minus 3y is negative 8y. Okay. Let's make sure we get this down, guys. And we can see okay in the back? No problem? We're good? Sweet. Okay, so the next one here, I'll do, and then maybe I'll get some help on the one after that. So we've got 10n squared, and we've got that negative 6n squared. And then the other two are just numbers, so they just go together as well. So it would be 10n squared minus 6n squared minus 5 plus 12. Okay? See what I did there? I grouped the n squareds, and then I just grouped the numbers. So then I would have, what would 10n squared minus 6n squared be? Yeah, go for it. Yep, so 4n squared. Awesome. Then we have negative 5 plus 12. Want to take a shot at that? Yeah, exactly. So we've got positive 7. Awesome. Well done. All right, so now we've actually got 3 different things to deal with here. So what are some things I could circle to be the same like terms? Yeah, go for it. Yeah. And negative 4g, yep. Someone else want to do some others? Yeah, go for it. Okay, negative 2h and positive 7h. You'll see how I just did different shapes there. And then Nazir, what are the last two? Yeah, exactly. So then when we go to put this together, we make sure we keep those signs. So it's negative 6g minus 4g minus 2h plus 7h minus 9 plus 3. Something to consider when doing this, when you've got a really long question like that, is when you rewrite it, crossing these ones out. So if I had negative 6g, I'd cross that out. Negative 4g, I'd cross that out. Negative 2h, I'd cross that out. Plus 7h, I'd cross that out. Negative 9, cross it out. Positive 3, cross it out. That way I know that I've rewritten everything, and I'm not in a situation where I'm kind of like, oh, goodness, I think I forgot it all, okay? All right, last one here. Yeah, let's get some assistance here. What can we do? Yeah, go for it. Let's just group them first. What can we group? Oh, are we doing that? Yep. Oh, okay. You're on the right track, though. It's all good. So number 9, what could we circle? Negative 3x squared and negative 7x squared. Awesome. Someone else for some others? Yeah, go for it. And negative 6x to the power 3. And then we're left with, yeah, negative 12 and positive 9. So make sure that we always take on those signs with it, okay? So when I rewrite this, I'm going to cross them off as I go. Now, you typically start with the ones with the highest exponent when you're rewriting these, okay? So in this case, it's the x to the 3 is what we're going to start with. So it'd be x to the 3. I cross that out. I got negative 6x to the 3. Cross that out. Then I have negative 3x squared. I can cross that out. Then negative 7x squared. I can cross that out. And then we simply got negative 12 and positive 9. Does anyone want to walk me through what you think our final answer would be there? No? Okay. Cool. X to the 3 minus 6x to the 3. That's just basically like 1x. So 1 minus 6 would be negative 5x to the 3 or negative 5x cubed. Then we have negative 3x squared minus 7x. So we've got negative 3. We go further into the negative 10x squared. And then finally, we end up with negative 12 plus 9. So negative 12 being further in the negative than 9. So when we add the 9, it actually ends up being negative 3. Okay?